Vice Principal Ma'am, Headmistress Ma'am of our sister schools and Noida. Good evening and welcome to everyone and welcome to our fellow teachers from Noida, Nishatpura, Neelbad and Charlie. Welcome to the cyber world. In this era of digitalization, especially when during pandemic and lockdown, when we are all confined to our own homes, most of us are online for some reason or the other, be it schoolwork, banking, socializing, or entertainment. Have we ever sat back and thought about it? Have we introspected that? Are we safeguarding our privacy and protecting our family in this digital age? Are we cyber safe? Are we being responsible digital citizens? Me and my colleague Neetu Tripathi, we shall throw some light on the cyber awareness and cyber safety tips and tricks to stay online. Internet. Internet is undoubtedly the best resource, you will all agree with me, but unfortunately, it is extremely dangerous if you are not aware of who and what lurks behind the scene. According to a survey, out of 630 adolescents, almost 60 of them in Delhi NCR region experienced cyberbullying, and only half of them reported it to their teachers or guardians. This was a survey done by Child Rights and Youth. Then as the use of internet increased, there was again an online study done in which almost 22.4% respondents in the age group of 13 to 18 who use internet for more than 3 hours were vulnerable to online bullying, and almost 28% of them who used internet for more than 4 hours faced cyberbullying. This was a survey and online study that was done. Now, these are certain forms of online threats, abuse, and exploitation. It may be in the form of cyberbullying, in the form of online sexual abuse, in the form of online exploitation, in the form of cyber radicalization, online attacks and frauds, or online enticement. It is a very sad state of affairs that we are not aware of what are the various forms and what are the various threats and abuse and exploitations that we may face or we are actually facing but not agreeing to it. There are three major types of risks that we all face. It may be due to inappropriate or unwanted contact. It may be perhaps cyberbullying or spamming. It may be inappropriate or inaccurate content. That may be pornography and hitting sites, or it may be deceptive or fraudulent commerce that may be through malicious sites. Now, we all need to be digitally literate in today's world. Now, what is digital literacy? It is the ability to use digital technology safely while staying within the bounds of social responsibility. Now, what are our social responsibilities? Now, when you see a website, when you all see a website, you need to check various things. Are the spellings and grammar correct in the are correct? Now, if you notice, sometimes you are very careful, you are in a hurry. You are in a hurry. Like supposing you have to do shopping from Flipkart. You have not seen the correct spellings. You bought something, you made the payment, and that is a fake site. Arogya Setu, for example. Again, there's a difference of single A or double A. That will make a difference. So in a hurry, sometimes we just surpass these things and we just avoid and we are in a trap. And that's what they want. Is the author listed on the above information or news? Does the information have date on it? Because these things change very rapidly. And you should always take a note of the date on which you are seeing the website. Is the information genuine or is it fake? Is the domain credible or not? Is the website designed properly? Is it structured properly? Is it designed properly? All these things we have to take a note of. Now let us see. Now please share in the chat box whether you find these statements true or false. The domain name of any website does not in any way indicate website's credibility. Is it true or false? Can anybody please share it with me? Asha Menon says false. So does Ruby Singh. Yes, Shobri Anjali says true. Okay. Mr. Kuljit Singh says false. So most of you say false. I agree with you, it is false. When reading offline, the resources may take several seconds to open as the entire file is encrypted. However, once the process is completed, pages open rapidly. True or false? True or false? True. Swati says true. So does Asha Menon. Abha also. Samrina Aman also. Vikas Kumar also. I agree with you. It's true. Critical thinking is one of the process of digital literacy, evaluating information, questioning it, and determining if it's worthwhile or not. True or false? Mr. Harshit says true. So does Anjali. Mr. Sanjay says true. Most of us are going by it. It's true. Absolutely correct. ePathshala and NCERT host resources for students, teachers, researchers, and educators. True? I think we all go by it. Yes, absolutely correct. Critical thinking not only improves our functional skills, but also facilitates learning and provides new avenues or professional development. True or false? True, true. Everybody says true. I agree with you. Exactly. Digital literacy is learning about history of computers. True or false? Ruby Singh is the first one. She says false. Okay. I agree with all of you that absolutely correct. You answered all answers correctly. Very good. Here is the, just it's showing what is false and what is true. Okay. So ma'am, can we go to the next slide? So these are the, just look at it, that this is what cyber threat is all about. Cyber threat. Okay. Has anybody ever faced any such incident, got a phone call or received an email from someone posing to be a bank employee and has asked you to disclose your credit card number and password? Has anybody ever faced such a problem? कभी किसी के साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि बैंक से कोई कॉल आई है? Has anybody got this kind of a problem? That you've received a phone call from a bank? किसी को कभी ऐसे फोन कॉल आया है बैंक से कि आपके इतने पैसे ले लिए हैं, आप अपना क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर दीजिए, अपनी बैंक डिटेल्स दीजिए? Has anybody faced?
हेलो
Yes sir.
हेलो मैम, मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है.
स्वपन सर के साथ ऐसा हुआ है, आई बिलीव. स्वपन सर, कैन यू प्लीज शेयर योर इंसिडेंट विद अस?
मैम, मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ है. मेरा क्रेडिट कार्ड है यस बैंक का.
अच्छा जी.
मुझे अचानक फोन आया यस बैंक से कि मैं यस बैंक से बोल रहा हूँ, आपका जो क्रेडिट लिमिट है उसको अपग्रेड करने के लिए हमने आपको फोन किया.
अच्छा.
मैंने बोला कि मैंने कहा मेरे पास तो ऑलरेडी 75,000 रुपीज इज मोर देन इनफ फॉर मी, मुझे और नहीं चाहिए क्रेडिट. मैंने सर गवर्नमेंट आप पैसे दे रहा है, आपको बैंक पैसे दे रहा है, आप बढ़ा लो. मैंने बोला अच्छा. उन्होंने मुझसे कार्ड का डिटेल मांगा. तो मैंने बोला आप अगर बैंक से है तो आपको मेरा कार्ड का नंबर पता होगा, आप भी बता दो. तो उन्होंने मुझे मेरे कार्ड का पूरा 16 डिजिट नंबर बताया मुझे.
ओके.
मुझे लगा कि ये तो बैंक से ही बोल रहा है, क्योंकि वो मुझे 16 डिजिट नंबर मेरा क्रेडिट कार्ड का बता रहा है. तो मैंने उसको अपने कार्ड का मेरा अपना डेट ऑफ बर्थ एंड एवरीथिंग सब कुछ जो भी मांगा था उन्होंने मांगा. उसके बाद उन्होंने मुझे ओटीपी नंबर दे दो. मैंने ओटीपी नंबर दिया. तो उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि ओटीपी नंबर जो आपने दिया ना सर वो गलत हो गया, मुझे दूसरा वाला ओटीपी नंबर दो, मैं आपको भेज रहा हूँ. ओके. मैंने उनको दूसरा ओटीपी नंबर भेज दिया. जैसे ही मैंने दूसरा ओटीपी नंबर भेजा, उन्होंने मेरे 63,000 रुपीज निकाल लिया.
Oh my God, 63,000 is a big amount. हाँ जी.
फिर मुझे तो समझ आ गया ये फ्रॉड हो गया. मैंने फटाक से बैंक में फोन किया और फिर मैंने उनको कंप्लेन किया. जी. बैंक से मुझे फोन करके बोला कि सर आपने तो सामान खरीदा है, लेकिन इसका जो आपके यहाँ तो डिडक्ट हो गया, लेकिन वायर हाउस से अभी तक डिडक्ट नहीं हुआ ये पैसे. तो मैंने बोला कि आपकी हायर हाउस को डिटेक्ट करने के लिए मना कर दीजिए कि मैं पैसे नहीं दे पाऊंगा, कि मैंने नहीं लिया,
जी
मेरे
जी।
साथ फ्रॉड हुआ है। वालों ने बोला आपने ओटीपी नंबर दिया तो आपके साथ फ्रॉड कैसे हुआ? मैंने कहा
अच्छा।
ओ अच्छा। फिर मैंने उनको बोला ऐसी ऐसी बात है, बैंक वाले भी मिले हुए हैं, आप लोग सब मिले हुए हो, जुड़े हो, तभी मेरा ऐसा ऐसा हुआ। तो उन्होंने मुझे एक सजेशन दिया, उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि एक काम करो, पहले कंप्लेन करो, फिर एफआईआर करवाओ, जो जो आपके साथ हुआ वो सारी डिटेल दो, और जहां से फोन, जो नंबर से फोन किया वो फोन नंबर भी उनको दो। तो मैंने
हाँ जी।
एफआईआर करवाया, एफआईआर करके सारा डिटेल उनको बताया, ऐसा ऐसा हुआ, देन
जी जी।
ऐसे करके मेरा 63,000 रुपये निकाल लिए उन्होंने।
हाँ हाँ।
फिर जब
फिर।
मैं इन बिटवीन मेरे से बैंक वाले पैसे भी लेते रहे, नियर अबाउट 12,000 के आसपास मैंने भरा भी था बीच में। फिर
हाँ जी।
फिर अल्टीमेटली ये हुआ कि मैं जब साइबर साइबर जो साइबर उसको देखता है, साइबर सेल को देखता है, फिर मैं उनके पास जब गया तो उन्होंने बोला कि आपको मैं एक पैसे भी नहीं दिला सकता हूँ, क्योंकि
जी जी।
आपने खुद ने ओटीपी दिया। तो मैंने उनको
हाँ।
सारा डिटेल बताया कि सर मैंने ओटीपी जो दिया है, उस बंदे ने मुझे मेरा पूरा क्रेडिट कार्ड नंबर बताया। मेरा
जी
क्रेडिट
जी।
कार्ड नंबर आप कैसे बता सकते हो? आप बताओ, आपके
जी।
जेब के अंदर जो क्रेडिट कार्ड है उसका मैं 16 डिजिट अगर मैं नंबर जानता हूँ तो इसका मतलब बैंक के साथ ही मैं रिलेटेड हूँ ना।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
तो फिर उन्होंने मुझे बोला तुम ये लिख कर दो। फिर मैंने ये लिख कर दिया उस एफआईआर में। देन एफआईआर में एक और नोट उसमें लिखा है कि इसमें यस बैंक वाले भी मिले हुए हैं, वरना मेरा पैसे और मेरा एटीएम का डिटेल कैसे पता लगा सकते थे वो।
ओके।
फिर विद इन 10 डेज उन्होंने मेरे को 55,000 रुपीज वापस कर दिया।
55,000। हाँ जी।
हाँ, 50,000 फिफ्टी
दैट
फाइव
वाज
थाउजेंड
गुड।
रुपीज वापस कर दिया। और मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है, 6,000 7,000 तो मैं भर
So
दूंगा।
you were
ऑलरेडी
lucky
भर चुका
enough.
था मैं।
You were lucky enough, sir, कि आपको मिल गया. But this may happen with any one of us. This may happen with any one of us. That Deep, thank you so much, Swapan sir. Thank you so much for sharing your incident with us. And we all may face it sometime or the other. So why not be cautious about it? Why do we need to share anything with anybody who's not known to us? So we may be receiving a mail, or it may be through a voice call. If you receive a mail, we call it phishing. And if it is through a voice call or perhaps a phone call, then we call it phishing, because V stands for voice. This is an example of the phishing email that one could get. So be on the alert, all of you, and be cautious before sharing any of your personal details with anybody. Then we have things like cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is that people are following you in all the social medias. There may be people following because they want your personal details. They are on the lookout of your personal name, your address, your date of birth, everything they want, where you are studying or where you're teaching, your place of work. They want all the details possible. So that is known as cyber stalking. Denial of service. Sometimes it happens that आपका बिल्कुल there's a cyber attack on your system and you're not able to access your system at all. The services are just closed. You are not able to access your machine. So this is another type of a cyber threat that any one of us may face. So this is, you have to be aware of that. This is very commonly found identity theft. What happens is that someone may just, with some intention, they may change someone's name, they may take someone's name and misuse their name for some reason or the other. Now let us take up this example. There's a very cute cartoon strip. There's a child who is very mischievous in the class. The child is very mischievous in the class, and his name is Raju. Okay, so what happens is that over a period of time, children are getting upset because of his mischievousness. So the monitor of the class goes to the teacher and complains, ma'am, Raju is very mischievous. He bullies us a lot in the class only. So Raju is a naughty boy. He decides that he will steal the iCard of this girl. He stole the iCard of this girl, took the personal details of this girl, and made a fake account. Of this girl. Now, with this fake account, he started bothering and harassing all the classmates. Now, all the classmates got very upset at what is going on. This girl used to be such a nice girl and she was very well mannered. What is going wrong with her? She's using abusive language also. These children approached the girl, the monitor, and said, "What is wrong with you? You have been so nice and cooperative with us. What has happened to you?" She said, "No, of course not. I am not bothering anybody from any fake account. मैंने तो कुछ नहीं बनाया. मेरा ऐसा कोई account नहीं है." She approached the class teacher. "Ma'am, this is something alarming for me. That's why I'm approaching you." The class teacher caught hold of that child, Raju, and she took action against him. So the moral of the story is that we all need to help out our children as teachers or even as parents. We need to take a note of it if someone is behaving in an abrupt manner. If at all any child has approached you with any such problem, you have to take the matter seriously. We cannot be ignoring it. Next, Mitu ma'am. The next is ransomware. Ransomware is your system may be blocked. There's a software that just blocks your system and they ask you to pay a certain amount as ransom to give access to your system. That happens with big corporates, not with individuals like us. Plagiarism. Plagiarism, again, copying someone else's work and not acknowledging it. It happened with one of our teachers, one of my colleagues in the computer department only. She had made a cyber safety awareness manual, and it is very much there in our website. Okay, and one fine day, we noted that there is a school called KN International and they are using it. They are using it, right? So that is without her consent, using that manual, that is known as plagiarism.
Meenakshi, allow me to intervene.
Good evening, ma'am.
You cannot say they are using it. Allegedly, maybe the theft has not yet been proved, so we cannot say and bring a bad name. So you may give a very general and a specific example and not name anyone at the moment.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. So I'm sorry, I correct myself. So it is that that school was trying to check with that manual, and of course we cannot blame someone. Ma'am is absolutely correct. We cannot blame someone. They have not been found guilty like that. So this is known as plagiarism. Okay. Next is cyberbullying. This is the most serious concern which most of us may be facing, and it is very embarrassing and defaming. And most of the children may be facing cyberbullying in some form or the other. Cyberbullying, it may be just ignoring a child, not keeping them, just using abusive language and language like stupid or boring. Something of that sort may also be known as cyberbullying. We have to be very cautious and take care of our children and our students if they are being cyberbullied due to some reason or the other. There may be various forms of cyberbullying, like, for example, in the chat room, children may just write a note, or perhaps they may be just circulating rumors on the social networking site, or perhaps giving some threatening calls to someone. So these are some forms of cyberbullying, but as guardians or as teachers, we need to take a note of it, and we need to, first of all, the first step to do is that we need to log off the site where bullying is happening. We need to block the emails. We need to save the message or email so that we can show it to an adult. This is the guidance that we need to give to our dear children, and then tell someone whom you trust that this is what is happening with it, so that some action can be taken against them. Now again, due to some online shopping, we all in this pandemic, we've all been going through the online shopping, buying from OLX and from Amazon and all that. Now, has it happened with anybody? Has it happened with anybody that you have bought something and you've been cheated? Has it happened with any one of us? That someone gave you a coupon or some scratch card or something and you scratched it and the money was deducted from your bank? Has it happened with any one of us?
गुड इवनिंग मैम.
Good evening, Nisha ma'am.
ये हमारे साथ हुआ था लास्ट ईयर. हमने कुछ OLX पे बेचने के लिए कुछ पिक्स अपलोड की थी तो तुरंत ही कॉल बैक आया जिसमें पता चला, जिसमें उन्होंने इंटरेस्ट दिखाया कि क्या कहते हैं वो लेना चाहते हैं, ख़रीदना चाहते हैं। तो पहले तो पेमेंट हुई कि आमने सामने देने की, बट बाद में उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं हम लोग ऑनलाइन पेमेंट करेंगे। तो फिर उन्होंने मैं वही IFSC कोड मांगा जो ऑलमोस्ट जो भी ऑनलाइन पेमेंट मांग करते हैं तो हर कोई मांगता है, तो हमने दे दिया। उसके बाद उन्होंने बोला कि पहले मैं 100 रुपीज़ ट्रांसफ़र करूँगा, अगर वो आपके पास आ जाते हैं तो प्लीज़ आप मुझे बताएं, फिर उसके बाद मैं पूरा पेमेंट करूँगा। तो उन्होंने फिर पहले 100 रुपीज़ पे किए, वो ट्रांसफ़र हुए, और उसके साथ में एक कूपन भी भेजा था जिसको स्क्रैच करना होता है, जैसे हम लोग पेटीएम में मोस्टली करते हैं। तो 100 रुपीज़ आए, तो जब हमने स्क्रैच किया, आफ्टर स्क्रैच करते साथ ही अकाउंट से पहले 5,000 निकले, फिर 10,000, फिर 10,000, तो ऐसे करके टोटल 25,000 निकल गए एक साथ। बट जब जैसे ही हमें पता चला तुरंत ही हमने वो सारा पैसा ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया। तो उसके बाद फिर वो और पेमेंट नहीं निकाल पाए हमारे अकाउंट से, और अमाउंट नहीं निकाल पाए। तो उसका भी कंप्लेन किया था, बट उस कंप्लेन से कोई फ़ायदा नहीं हुआ क्योंकि हमने सारे डिटेल हमने खुद दिया था। बट तो उसके बाद में कोई रिस्पॉन्स नहीं हुआ कि पैसा वापस मिला, कुछ भी पैसा वापस हमें नहीं मिला।
So this is what we have to be very careful while doing online shopping, whether it is the correct site. Are we doing the right thing? Are you scratching some card? Are you scratching some coupon? So we have to be very careful while doing online shop. Though it's very convenient for all of us, sitting at home, you can buy anything you feel like. But we have to be very, very cautious. Again, another thing, you see so many online advertisements and all. But due to that, sometimes it happens that you click on it and your system crashes. Sometimes such a thing also happens. Now we have to share our data very responsibly. We should take responsibility for all our online communication. Whatever we are communicating with anybody, we need to share. Before sharing, we have to feel responsible and be alert while communicating with anybody. Before sharing any post or any news, we need to first check the genuinity of the source. Are we basically sharing the correct matter, or we are just forwarding as we have received? Next. Before sharing anything, we have to first check, is it offensive or obscene? Be careful about that. Then again, before sharing any information, just for the heck of it, we needn't share it. If this information to be shared is absolutely necessary or essential, only then you share it. Otherwise, you needn't share it. Think before you post. These are various things to be taken care of. Keep your private information, such as your name, birthday, phone number and addresses safe. Portray yourself and your family in a community in a positive light. Never give it a negative note on that. Make sure the content is appropriate for the wide public audience. Watch your words. Be very careful with your words. Don't just use abusive language or any other language. Don't be casual with your words while posting, because there is no looking back, there is no erase button, there is no delete, control or delete when you post something online. Now, as a parent, are we aware of sharenting? Are we aware of sharenting? What is sharenting? Some people, find their pictures of their children very cute and they keep sharing it when they are young. And there's certain people known as pedophiles, they use these pictures for morphing and unnecessarily posting it, which may in future harm the child's online reputation. Next is grooming. Now, it is a very subtle but a very serious concern that over a period of time, the young children develop some kind of a relation with their peers because they do not want to disclose, or they do not want to discuss, as in their adolescence, they do not want to discuss with their parents because they may not be very close to their parents. So they rather discuss it with someone online, and they develop a nice trust and relation with someone who's online, who may just not bother about them in the future. Stranger danger. Be careful of the strangers. They may cause danger in future for you. So be careful. It may be due to some bad intention. So do not make friends with anybody whom just you find that they are very good. Now these are some points for the protecting your personal information. Now you should have a good antivirus. You should be careful while sharing your personal information. You would an appropriate password, use two-step verification, and do not share your credit or debit card details. You have to be very careful while clicking on the suspicious emails. And most of all, let me tell you, you have to be very careful while giving a password. It should be a super password. Now, what is a super password? It may be super password is strong, unique, practical, and recent. Now, out of all these passwords, which one do you think is a super password? Yes, C. Yes, absolutely correct. C. Now, how do I remember? You all agree? Yes, yes, I agree with all of you. It is C. Now, how do I remember this? MFCIB. What is wrong with ABC? ABC is a very common one. Thank you, everybody. Good, very good. All of you are going by C. It is a very common password. ABC _123. Most of you may be using it in a hurry, but it's very commonly found. Though you have used capital letters also, you use small letters also, you use a special symbol also, a number also. Technically, there's nothing wrong, but it can be hacked by anybody. BBPS Noida, #1992. Why 1992? I hope BBPS people know about it. Why is it 1992?
Year of
Any other number? Yes, yes, Asha Menon, thank you. It was our foundation day. Now the third one is MFCIB. Now, how do I remember this MFCIB? Very difficult to remember. So what I did was, I say, my favorite color is blue. @17 is my date of birth. This is how I remembered it. So it is very easy. It's a strong password. It is very unique, right? It is very practical because I remember this, what is my favorite color. And last of all, it should be a recent one. You should change your passwords very frequently. And plus, do not maintain the same password for all your accounts. Keep changing them. Please keep changing them. Do not have the same password. So I would say that you should be aware and connect with care. Now over to Ms. Meetu for some cyber safety tips and tricks.
Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Today I would like to start with the digital footprints. As all of you know, whatever we do on the internet, it leaves some footprints behind us. Okay, so whatever you visit, whatever the websites, whatever the apps you visit, everything leaves some trails behind it. Now, this is a new generation DigiBiodata, we can say.
Meetu, before you start, are you not going to give us a chance to ask Meenakshi a few questions?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, ma'am.
Meenakshi, you did not mention about the off-late thing which we are watching on the national television, that how NCB has been able to take out the WhatsApp chats of Riya Chakrabarti. So, what has been the procedure, and can we take out the WhatsApp chat of last 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years? What is it all about? And you did mention that we should be very careful in posting what we are posting. But what is the lifespan of these WhatsApp chats, for the security agencies to find, out? I was today searching on Google to find out what could be the lifespan. So could you please guide us on that? Meenakshi, you are muted.
Please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, Meetu ma'am is going to discuss about this. What are the tips and tricks for WhatsApp further? She's going to discuss in detail, ma'am.
No, but then we should know what is the lifespan of these WhatsApp chats, and for how long can the security agencies take out 20 years old chats, 25, 20 year to pehle tha bhi nahi WhatsApp since its inception.
Ma'am, we have to be very careful. Whenever we have do WhatsApp, it is encrypted. Mitu is going to, of course, discuss about it. It is encrypted. It is there on our iCloud. But span, I am not sure. But yes, once it is on the iCloud, it is there in normal English as we chat. So it is easier for them if it is hacked. If your system is hacked, it is easier for them to find out that what it is. Though
Okay.
when we chat amongst ourselves, it is encrypted.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I start now?
Yeah, start Meetu, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, as I started about digital footprints, as I said, whenever we visit any website, we download any app or any site, when we register something, so knowingly, unknowingly, we are going to leave some trails behind us. These are called our digital footprints. And I would like to mention here, digital footprints can never be removed. You can cautiously make them, positive digital footprints, but you cannot remove them. There are two types of footprints, that is passive footprints and active footprints. Passive are the one that sometimes we visit some sites, we download some camera, some apps or website. It pinpoints our location, and sometimes we like or dislike something. So it basically take our footprints, and also they will record our data, our likings and disliking. So on the basis of this passive footprints only, sometimes you receive that is kind of ads or in some videos related to your likings. Active footprints are the one in which that we choose to create, that is by creating accounts in Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and other social media platforms, and by creating or filling up some forms and agreeing to install the cookies. Here, cookies means are the some temporary files which a website stores when you visit that particular website. And how to be careful by securing your positive, leaving a positive digital footprints. That is, whenever you create an account, please use your first name only. Or if possible, you may use nicknames. Do not give your full name. Do not give your personal details. Keep the evidence if you are being bullied, and not bully back. Make sure the information you shared is on social media is true. It should not be invalid information. Have a time limit on the time spent on the social media, and please try to check the permission that you provide while giving up the camera, your location, your microphone, because at the back of the app, if you check your background process, that you can always check from the task manager that you have in your phone, even in the laptop, sometimes you see that some background apps are working. So this is an indication that they are taking our data. They are copying our data. They can be spyware as well. How to protect your online reputation? For that, you need to be very, very careful. As I said, this is a new generation digital biodata, because for our young generation, employers are going to hire them as with the help of this our online digital footprints only. So what you can do is, you can open the Google Chrome window and just type your name over there. You will be able to see, some of you may see your pictures, your posts, everything on the is there. And sometimes those pictures are there which you don't know even, but how come it is there in the uh, on the web. So this is because some of our friend has tagged us, and they have put that picture on there. So you have to be very, very careful when your friends tag you on that picture. So you get the option to accept them, to show them on the timeline. This is in your hands. And always check the privacy settings whenever you're using any social media app, anything. You need to check the privacy settings, whether you are able to see that pictures, and who all are allowed to see the pictures, and who can further distribute them. And you can also block them to, you can block them to downloading your picture, so that they will not be able to download your post or pictures or further share them. Deactivate and delete. If you are not using any app or any social media website which you have created, you might have created an account and you are not using it anymore, please deactivate or delete. Because if you will not deactivate or delete, it will be counted as your digital footprints. So you have to be very, very careful, and you have to check your positive digital footprints. And now we all are using Google. We all are dependent on the Google, because whenever we need to search something, we all open Google account. Okay, so and we also have the Gmail account in all our phones, even your phones that is logged on all the time, 24 hours time. Okay, so we need to check how many times that Google is spying on us. Google is the one who is always taking our data. I can show you right now. Is Google listening to me all the time? Yes. Google is listening to you all the times, because once you say the wake up command, hello, okay Google, hello Siri, okay Siri, they get activated and they are ready to take your commands. That means your voice data is recording, knowingly or unknowingly. It might have been happened to you also. Suppose you are talking about something, some vacations planning, and suddenly you get so many messages or emails regarding vacations in India, vacations in abroad. So this is all because our apps are listening to us. Now I would like all of you to please open the Gmail, open Chrome window. All of you please open the Chrome window and just type myactivity.google.com. Once you type this myactivity.google.com, it will show me all the recent activities I have performed. I can make them switch on and off also. You can see that. Web and app activity off, YouTube history on. They will show me how many times I have seen. See, I've seen watched that CBSE exams video at yesterday at 10:44 a.m. You can see that which video I watched, how many times, what duration, what's each and everything. If you see, if you how many times you have opened the Facebook, how many times you have visited the WhatsApp or Instagram or Snapchat, it is going to record each and everything. You can even track your activities. Just go down to your mail. At the end, you will see last activity 3 hours ago. Here you can click on details button and it will show you the entire activities performed by which IP address. You can able to see, and you can see also security checkup. This will also indicate your devices, three signed in devices. That means I have signed in my this account on 3 places. Recent security events, Meet attendance was given, reset security and how many third party access were there, Zoom attendance and Meet attendance I have given the access, and how many times I've saved my passwords for 7 sites and apps. See, everything is recorded in our Google account. So I would like all of you to please check up this security checkup. How many of you can just see how many times our each and every incident is stored in the history of the Google. But obviously, you can always delete all the history and activities here. But Google is going to keep everything there. You can remove from last hour, last day, all the time, custom range. You can also define the date and time from where you want to remove the activities. One more activity I would like you to check. All of you, please log in to this website, haveibeenpawned.com. Please, everyone, log into this website. I can type in the chat box if you want.
मीतू मैम गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग संजय सर।
हाँ मैम, इससे पहले आपने कमांड क्या बताई थी वो चेक करने के लिए? माय अकाउंट
myactivity.google.com.
myactivity.google.com. ओके, थैंक यू,
हाँ,
थैंक यू।
you will be able to see all your activities. आप किस साइट पे कितनी देर के लिए आपने विजिट किया. Now just see haveibeenpawned.com. If I write my email address like this, neetu.tripathi, all of you please try @md.balbharati.org. You will be able to see good news. Good news means there is no breaching of the data. That means my email ID is safe and secure. No one has breached it. But if I show you one of my another ID, if this ID have been breached, you will see this kind of message. Oh no, font. That means the data is breached from this site. And you can see these are the two apps they've taken up my data. That is
Meetu,
Canva and
sorry
Dubstage.
for interruption, Meetu.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
can you educate Malik and Jitendra, because our Yahoo and Balbharti org, huh?
Ji, ma'am.
Every day we get a mail that somebody was trying to get an access to this mail. Somebody was trying to get an. So those people who are trying to get an access to the mail, that means they are trying to pawn our mail.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, they are going to breach our mail or they are going to get our data. And this is sometimes happen when we install any app or register on some sites without thinking upon it. And that is the time when they breach our data. They copy all the information from our email ID. Okay,
Okay.
so we can. I will definitely tell them, ma'am, and
Yeah.
they also need to switch on the two-step verification. With this, if anyone tries to open it, you will get on your phone also or on the email that someone is trying to log in, because it will be only allowed once you get the OTP.
Jitendra and Malik, if you are in the meeting, please make a note, and our school IDs should not be hacked henceforth.
Is it clear, everyone? Have you checked? All of you have checked this? Please keep on checking how many apps that whatever the apps we install, we cannot remove this now. So this shows that your data is breached by two of the sites. So you have to be very, very careful while installing any of the apps. Thank you so much. Now, I also would like to talk about what is metadata. Metadata is our data about data. It is basically, as already explained by Meenakshi, that we need to maintain cyber hygiene. What is the meaning of cyber hygiene? Hygiene means that is whatever you put on the picture, it has to be clear, because whatever the pictures, videos, or the files we post or we send as an attachment, it contains all the information about our phone, our PC, our laptop. So we need to remove that essential information, then only we can use it. How to go about it? What you can do is, I can show you. If you have any file in your system, you need to open, I can show you here as well. Suppose this is my file. I've created this file. If I want to remove any metadata out of this, I need to give a right click on the file and then properties. Once you open the properties, there is a details tab, and then here you can click on remove properties and personal information. You can see what type of file is this, how many size it has been consumed, when the file was created, the last modified date, who is the owner, where it has been created, on the computer or on the PC. So we need to remove each and every information related to our files, pictures, PDFs, whatever the files that you create or share, that it needs to be, we need to remove all the metadata from that file. So when I click OK, all the private information will be removed from this file. Similarly, there is one app also with the name of PhotoXF Editor, Metadata Editor. From this also, you can install this app and you can remove this same metadata from your file, pictures that you click from your smartphones, the videos you record from the smartphones, because once you click the picture, your location also get tagged with it. So you need to remove that tag location and all the unnecessary data which is there. Okay, so for that you can also install this PhotoXF Editor to remove that metadata. Now, all of us are using WhatsApp nowadays, as ma'am already discussed. Ma'am, I would like to tell you one thing. Whatever we write in the WhatsApp or any chat, anything digitally, it cannot be removed. It is there as long as we are using it. And anyone can retrieve it anytime, ma'am. And but we can also have some privacy setting, like who can see our profile photo. We can always set to 3 different settings, that is everyone. We should refrain from this setting. We should not have this setting profile photo for everyone, because this will create harm for anyone. Because because your numbers you have given to so many, some delivery wala person, some raddi wala person, anyone, some vegetable wala. So they all will be able to see your photo. And if you do not want your status to be shared by anyone, you can always do that. There are 3 options: everyone, my contacts, only myself. So you can always select as your option. If you do not want anyone to know when you have read your receipts, you don't want to be seen when you were last active on the WhatsApp, you can always edit your locations and settings. But whatever the locations or settings you mark, the same will be applied to you. If I say last seen no one, so then I will also not be able to see anyone's last time visit. Okay, these are the some settings. And as I said, each and every app, each and every site has this setting called 2-step verification. Even in your Gmail, Facebook, Insta, Snapchat, WhatsApp, this 2-step verification should be put on, because with the help of this, if someone is trying to breach your app or your hack your system or your ID, you will be able to know, because you are going to get the password in that case. Disable cloud backups. Now, as you know, because sometimes when we when we lost our phone, and when we switch, a new phone, and we buy a new phone, we always worried, how about my chats backup? How would I get my all WhatsApp chats and information that I used to have on my WhatsApp? There is an option called online backup. So when you click on online backup, all your data transfer to Google Drive or iCloud. That depends what kind of phone you are using. And then what happens, because whenever I do any chat, what happens is it gets encrypted. This is the security assurance given by the WhatsApp. It gets encrypted. Encrypted means it is in the coded word. No one will be able to make out what is that chat all about. But when you store your data on the cloud, it is in a simple text form. If anyone hack your email ID, or if anyone knows the password of your ID, they will be able to see the entire chat, because it is stored in the plain simple text format. It is not encrypted and it is not secure as well. Now, we also talk about what is incognito mode. You must have seen there is a option in your browser, incognito mode or private browsing. You must have seen that. When you click on it, this is the most safest way to do all the transaction if you want to do. Because this site will not store any cookies, that is your temporary files, your interest, this will not maintain the history. Okay, it will be very safe to use incognito window. But is incognito mode really incognito? No. So whatever you are doing on incognito window, it will itself warns you that your activity might still be visible to the school, to your school network administrator, your employer, and even to the internet service provider. So we have to be I recommend we should use incognito mode if we are making any of the payment. But beware if you don't under the impression that no one is following you. That website is following you. Your service provider is keeping an eye on you. Internet service provider will also have a kind of activity recorded over you. Now, we should talk about online classes, do's and don'ts. As all of us are taking online classes, we should only allow children with the G Suite ID provided by the school. And as we have created all the G Suite ID with the admission number, it is as per the CBSE also, we should not create students' email ID with their name. It is not allowed and it is not suitable as well. And whenever we create IDs, we give the simple common password to each and everyone. We need to force everyone. Whenever we distribute the password, it is available for everyone. So we need to force them that they need to change this password immediately, because they may be the, you can say, cyber crime, that is identity theft, because their identity can be stolen by someone else and they can use it. And I also advise, whenever suppose if because we all are using Google Meet and there is no way to block the chat. So what we can do is we need to keep 1 or 2 monitors in the school, in the class, so that because the students are more quick than us, so they need to immediately remove that chat, or they can block that students or remove that students if they write any stupid comments. No multitasking during the class. I recommend please do not do anything else along with the class. Remind them not to let their microphone or broadcast unless they are asked to speak. Focus on the classroom conversation and activities. Do not join sideline chats. Do not post or share even rightly inappropriate material. Enough said there. Nothing is truly private online. As I said, whatever you write online, it cannot be removed back. It cannot be taken back. Now, what are the laws, digital laws that can be applied? Suppose if some of the ethical or illegal actions on which the digital law can be, we can file the complaints. That is software or system piracy, downloading music and films without authorization or payment, stealing some other people's work, that is plagiarism, personal data, illegal file sharing, hacking into other systems or networks, creating destructive viruses or worms. So sending spam messages, these are against the digital law. If you experience any of you experience or your student experience any cyberbullying or anything like phishing or any crime, they need to tell the parents or authority. If it is okay, then it can be further. You can file your complaint to the cybercrime.gov.in, and there is a Twitter handler for this, CyberDost, and you can also complain anonymously if you do not want to disclose your personal details. Now, in the end, I would like all of you to check your skills. Kaun banega cyber expert? So I would like to play this game with all of you. And if you score, say 20 out of 20, you will be getting this blue shield. If you score more than 15, then you are going to get this orange shield and green shield for those who get more than 10. And those who get less than 10, they need to again attend this webinar. Now, I would like all of you to please join. Yeah, just a second. Join the game by this link, joinmyquiz.com 832. This is the game code. Please, all of you join with your name or nicknames. I would like to all of you to join so that I may start the quiz. You can also use this link which I'm posting to join the quiz. Yes, everyone. Yes, I can see so many people are joining. Thank you so much. 17, 19, 20, 22, 27, 28. Thank you so much. 41. Yes, I'm waiting. I will start only once all of you please join. Yes? Any more? I can see 130 participants over there. Only 67 have joined till now. I request all of you to join and play this quiz. You can join with your nicknames also if you do not want to disclose your identity. "71 participants. Thank you so much. 75. Thank you. Shall I start the quiz now? Okay. All of you, please select the options. All the best. Which of the following is an example of phishing attack? Creating a fake website that looks nearly identical to real website, sending someone an email that contains a malicious link. Hurry up, everyone. It is just for 45 seconds. Yes. Next question, everyone. You can also write in the chat box your right answer. The responsible rules and behaviors designed to keep individuals safe whenever connected to the internet is the definition of. Please, you may write the answer if you have not joined it. Yes, criminal access someone's computer and encrypt the user's personal files and data. The user is unable to access the data. What is that? Ransomware, bootnet, spam, or none of the above? Yes, everyone. Nishi ma'am, you can write your answer in the chat box. Private browsing is a feature of internet browsers that lets user access web pages without any information. So we should, yes or no? Thank you, Amita ma'am. Thank you, Nishi ma'am. Yes. Who are the targets of modern day hackers? Anyone? Please write your answers in the chat box. Amita ma'am, Nishi ma'am, or anyone else who have not joined. Kuldeep sir. Correct answer. Thank you, ma'am. We can see Prabhat Mishra is on the top. When it is okay to share your full name online? Never, always, if someone asks you. So this is a wrong answer. Prabhat is on the top, still leading the scoreboard. You've just got a warning from your bank that suspicious activities has been detected and to log in immediately using a URL link provided. What is the best course of action you take? Please write your answer in the chat box also, those who have not joined. Yes, Kuldeep sir, what will be the answer? Thank you. It is correct. Yes, and now Anjali ma'am is on the top on the scoreboard. Which of the following 4 passwords is the most secure? Please guess. सुमना मैम, विजया मैम, रानी मैम, जल्दी से बताइए कौन सा होगा? Yes, Ankur sir. Which one? Okay, B. Everyone answers B. Yes, it is the correct answer. Okay, Manisha Sethi is on the top now. Which of the following statements best describes a modern day hacker? Please write the answer. A, B, C, or D. Okay. If I click on B, as per your choice, it is wrong. It is all of the above. Asha Menon is now leading the scoreboard. What does HTTPS at the beginning of a URL denote? S is for that is the site is not accessible, that the site is newest version available, that the site has special high definition, that information into the site is encrypted or secure. Which one will you suggest? Okay, Nija ma'am, कौन सा आंसर लेंगे हम? D. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, the answer is G. Okay. Now Sheen is on the top. Attempt a question that you wrong. That is suppose 1. A colleague calls you to telling that they have been some urgent deadline to meet, but unfortunately they have forgotten their password to the client. Now suggest how they need to log in in an emergency. What would you suggest to your colleague? A, B, or C, or D? You will give your login credentials to anyone? Yes, Manisha ma'am, you are absolutely right. Now Mohit sir is on the top. Turning off the GPS function of your smartphone prevents any tracking of your location. True or false? If you put off your GPS, so still anyone is able to locate your location. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true, because with the help of the, it is not true, sorry. It is false, because your phone signals, your phone tower will give the location. Why could you be careful about what you open and download on the internet? It could steal information from your computer. It could be some inappropriate. It could have a virus that harms your computer, or all of the above. Can you please give the answer? Okay. D is the correct answer. These are the lifelines we are getting. Now Sheen is on the topmost. Anything you say or type online becomes public knowledge and stays online forever, even if you think you deleted it. True or false? True or false? Yes, true. You cannot delete anything from the internet. What should you do to create a positive digital footprint? Post photos and comments about every funny thing you do. Lie in your profile. Create a username that does not reveal your identity. Share your full name and private information like your birth dates. Anyone? A, B, C, or D? Create a username that does not reveal your identity. A group of computer that is networked together and used by hackers to steal information is called, anyone? Anyone would like to answer this? Yes, it is botnet. Manisha ma'am is on the top. Why should you do? Why should you be careful about what you open and download on the internet? Anyone can answer, please. Yes, it is D. Pankaj sir.
All of them.
Manisha ma'am, perfect. If a public Wi-Fi network, such as in the airport or cafe, requires a password to access, is it generally safe to use that
No, it's
network for sensitive information? Yes or no?
no.
It is not safe. Correct. Yes. Why is it important to maintain positive digital footprints? I discussed you about this. Why is it necessary to maintain the positive digital footprints? Anyone?
Because other people may see it.
Okay.
A.
Yes, A. Manisha's ma'am is still on the top. This is the last question. In the end, I would like to know the score. What is the best way to validate a legitimate email versus a phishing email? How would you check? Yes, anyone can answer. Bad spelling, poor syntax, Manisha ma'am? No. Contact the sender of the same video. The most appropriate way is you contact that same person. इसका आंसर कोई दोबारा बताना चाहेगा?
All of the above, ma'am.
All of the above, Neetu ma'am.
Now, who tops the leaderboard? Manisha Sethi ma'am, Pankaj sir, Mohit sir. You got the tops. You are the top scorer of the quiz. Now, definitely you are going to get the trophy. You all deserve this trophy. If anyone, in the end, I would like to thank. First of all, I would like to. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask.
Neetu, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Neetu, can we disable the chats while we are live streaming any session on
Yes, ma'am.
YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. We can do that. There are settings, but that depends what kind of app we are using, which media we are using. Like in
For
Google Meet, it is restricted that we cannot block the chat. But generally, in the paid version, we are able to do that. We can do that.
I'm talking about Zoom paid version.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
we disable the
Definitely.
chats?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, we can do that.
But we
Amita,
tried yesterday.
if you are talking about yesterday's incidents, I think we should
Yes, ma'am.
learn to
Yes, ma'am.
ignore also.
Yes, ma'am. I know
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
I'm sorry about that, but we could have, because there are some settings, ma'am, in which we can stop the private chatting and all. And definitely, I can show you and would like to explain to you in person how to go about it.
Yeah. Please teach me, Mitu, when we meet.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I will show you that setting.
I should know about it. Okay, thank you so much, Mitu. Ma'am, I'll definitely ignore such things, but I need to learn also.
Yeah, we should learn the technical aspect, but at the same time, we should learn to ignore certain facts, because
yes, ma'am.
I am very convinced with what the Prime Minister said in his opening session at Shiksha Parv, कि बच्चे को बचपन में कैसी शिक्षा मिली है और वो बड़े होके क्या बनेगा is directly proportional to that. So I would attribute this to the parents also, to an extent that they need to educate. We are doing our duties, but at the same time, the parents also need to undertake this initiative. And before we end up this session, I should have the honor and privilege of proposing the vote of thanks. And both my teachers, I'm really proud. It was a very, very enlightening session.
Thank you, ma'am.
And wherein we learned so many aspects of the digital world. And we also learned that how important it is for all of us to be very careful while we are in our respective digital worlds and handling the digital tools, because this is a very sensitive approach and we need to learn the sensitivities, because at times we come into such a crisis that it impacts our emotional health. So for that reason, we are having a series of cyber sessions in order to keep our emotional health okay. Somebody has been duped, somebody has lost the data, somebody does not know how to approach a file and delete the content, somebody does not know how the password has been hacked, somebody does not know who has hacked into the system and copying the emails, whereas the other person, the original owner, is not knowing. So we got many insights today about the digital technology, and thank you both the teachers for putting up a wonderful session, and we continue many more such sessions to get enlightened as and way we evolve. Thank you both the teachers. It was wonderful to have you on the platform and listen to the suggestions you gave us, and I hope all of us will be thinking twice and remember you whenever we log on and log off on various digital platforms.
Thank you so much
for giving us an
and also, if any parent is there and if teachers are there, I wish Riya Chakravarti's parents would have put her in Balbharti Noida, so she would have got such training from her teachers.
Yes,
thank you so much. On this note, have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. In the end, I want to end this session by saying this. I cannot teach anybody anything, but I can only make them think. Thank you so much, everyone.
Me too. It was a wonderful session.
Thanks for such a nice session, ma'am. Thanks a lot.